Settling the States is a company that designs legacy games based around different geographical regions of the United States. The business is located in Southwest Vermont, and I, David Flight, am the sole owner of the business. I got interested in the idea for making this style of board game after I had a fun experience playing similar board games and wanted to add my own ideas to a similar concept. The company's mission is to create a communal experience for players through the depth and dimensions of the legacy component to the board game campaign. The problem that our board game customer faces has to do with the non-legacy board games. First, I'll define what a legacy game is. Legacy games are board games whose rules and components change over time based on the outcome of each game played and the choices made by the players. The players will make physical changes to the board game by, for example, marking the cards, placing stickers on the board, destroying components, opening sealed packages, and so on. A legacy game's full experience is played out in a campaign of 12 to 15 individually played games. So, the problem that our board game customer faces is that there is no excitement or anticipation to play another standard board game because the rules will be exactly how they were in the previous games, which will lead to similar strategies being used and a more mundane gaming experience for the players. The solution that Settling the States has created for this problem is to create a legacy experience that generates excitement and anticipation for players to want to play the next game in the campaign. The company's first product will be a board game called Settling New England. The goal of the game is to collect resources to build structures called huts and forts in order to survive the hardship endured during the game and become the legend settler. The resources in the game are based on the geographical location of colonial New England shown in the picture on the right. The campaign for the game progresses through the changing seasons, meaning games 1 through 3 will be played during the fall, games 4 through 6 will be played during the winter, the next 3 games are played during the spring, and the last 3 games are played during the summer. The events that arise during the campaign will be different depending on which season it is. During the campaign, players will experience hardships that will make the goal of the game more difficult, as well as unlocking new characters and resources that build on the excitement to play the next game in the campaign. The game consists of a game board, 6 character pawns and cards, 8 fort pieces, 24 hut pieces, 300 resource cards, 30 item cards, a die, and a rulebook. The market for board game players in the United States is vast. However, the target market that Settling the States is going after is quite narrowed. The market segment for the company's board games are strategic board game players between the ages of 30 and 50. The target customer needs to be able to play the board games with family or friends and have the amount of available money to buy the game, which is why the segment is narrowed by the age range. The target market needs to already be exposed to playing legacy board games because our products are not for the beginner player. This is why the target market gets reduced to 10% of the original market segment. To further narrow down the target market for this board game, the company is focused on people that live in the New England region because they will be more likely to buy a board game that connects to their surroundings. To advertise to the local market, the company plans on creating a Facebook page for Settling New England, which will serve to both market the board game as well as to create a community. The cost assumptions for producing the first board game are broken up into 4 categories. The first category are the startup costs, which include hiring a professional designer to create the look for the company website and board games, a 3D printer for producing the plastic components for the game, a computer to build the models for the plastic components, a business license, and the cost of creating a company website. The variable cost is the marketing and advertising, which is estimated to be $1,000 for the first year of business. The fixed costs include a yearly insurance coverage of $1,500 and phone/internet costs of $1,000. This makes the cost of doing business $3,500 for the company. The last part of the cost assumptions, the cost of goods sold, includes the costs of printing the paper materials for the game. This will be done by Bex Printing, which is a printing company located in North Adams. The other part of the cost of goods sold is the cost of printing the plastic components for the game, which will be done by the company using the 3D printer. In the first year of operation, the company expects to sell 100 board games, which will cost a total of $1,000 for the paper printing and $500 for the plastic printing. This equates to 27% of the retail price. The revenue assumption for producing the first board game includes 100 sales within the first year of doing business made on the company website. The retail price for settling New England is $55, which will make first-year sales total $5,500. In the previous slide, the cost of goods sold was 27% of the retail price, which was calculated by dividing the $1,500 cost of goods sold by the $5,500 of first-year estimated sales. The competition that Settling the States faces includes other legacy games that are on the market, as well as geographical-based board games. The prices for other legacy games like Risk Legacy and Pandemic Legacy range from $50 to $60, while the prices for geographical-based board games like Settlers of Catan and Stone Age range from $40 to $45. This makes the price for Settling New England competitive. However, the competitive advantage that Settling the States has over others is that there are no legacy games on the market that are centered around geographical areas of the United States. The management team for Settling the States includes only myself, as I am the sole owner of the business. I am a graduating senior with a degree in business and accounting, so I have the ability to manage the finances of the business. I started my legacy game career by playing Risk Legacy with some friends at a summer camp. I loved the intense strategy behind every move a player makes and the anticipation to see where the game campaign takes you next. I wanted to make a similar legacy experience for my own board game, took off with the idea, and created Settling New England. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation.